Very special episode and really series that we're going to do. So we're your guys that are going to be on these episodes. That's the plan. I'm Kenton. We got
JW.
We got Ricky
Pimo,
and a special happy birthday to Ricky Richard Palermo, otherwise known as Ricky Pimo. It's his birthday today, everybody.
Happy birthday, Ricky Pimo.
Happy birthday, Ricky.
No place else I'd rather be
than away from
your own house doing a Zoom chat with us.
Than away from humanity.
Yeah.
That's why we love you, Ricky. So we'll explain kind of what's going on here. Normally, this is the day where we do our Sports Den season finale. We have a whole lot of athlete guests in the studio. Look at some top plays from the year normally. And we kind of celebrate the season with like an hour-long special live episode. Well, circumstances changed, and we decided a couple weeks ago that wasn't going to happen. So we were going to do a top plays episode in the studio, and then we decided we're just not going to do shows in the studio where we have, even a small crew. So, we're getting with the trend. We're with the times.
We're staying home.
We're staying home. We're quarantined in the den, so this series is going to be Sports Den Quarantine. Stay inside your den. So this will be episode 1, and we're going to be looking at memories and moments, doing season wrap-ups for this episode. So we're going to go sport by sport. Next week, we're going to take a look at our girls basketball teams, and that one's going to be fun because all 3 of our teams now were very good and competitive, but had competitive games within each other and had some special moments throughout the season. So next week we'll be looking at that. So this will kind of evolve as we go along, and we're also to suggestions and ideas from you guys as well. So we'll talk about what your opportunities are to participate in that in a little bit. But obviously, we're all quarantined. We're all stuck at home. Birthday boy, I want to start with you. Like, what's going on with you? For those that don't know, you're normally a busy guy working at Fox Sports North. Tell us what you normally do and kind of what you're up to now.
Yeah, so this was an interesting time for me because I was originally scheduled to have the first 12 Twins games, including opening day. So that was the first time I was going to be able to produce that. I produced pre and post game shows on Fox Sports North, with all our local teams. So that was going to be a big deal, right? And I was kind of excited for that opening day. And then all of a sudden, everything just kind of happened and sports stopped. It's interesting too, because if Rudy Gobert never got, if he didn't break the opening, the can of worms, right? If that never happened, then would we have started this like a week later? I mean, how would the timeline have changed? So, but now that I'm at home, I'm still trying to stay up to date with some sports things. So I'm actually going back in time and doing some history on the NBA and trying to gain some knowledge so I can hold my own in an argument about what player was better or what team was better. So just trying to read and stay active here in my den.
So basically you're playing 2K and playing with the Legends teams?
Yeah, right. A lot of Bill Walton,
I figured you were trying to brush up on your Tony Kukoc to really convince people that he was the key to everything that happened good for the Bulls.
Yeah, those
Well, one could argue they wouldn't have, up to 3 of those titles without the Tony.
TK, the other TK.
So J-Dub, tell us what you got going on. We know you're normally busy with Saints and St. Cloud State, and now you're in your basement next to a Princess tent.
Yeah, no, it kind of chopped off the end of the St. Cloud State season, which was a bummer because the women's basketball team was waiting to play in their national tournament, and that's when all this broke down. So we had to scurry back here, and they didn't get to play, which is a bummer because they had a tremendous season. That would have been fun to kind of see how that played out. But on my other day job at Minnesota News Network, it's actually not a terrible time to be in the news business. I mean, there's plenty going on, and that's why I've got the headset and everything. We've turned my basement area outside of the Princess tent into basically my at-home news studio, and so I'm working pretty much every day from home, covering that for Greater Minnesota, a couple of affiliates in the Twin Cities. So it still keeps me busy, but just like you guys, there'd be a lot of sports mixed in with all this time of year, certainly once we got started here with the high school season. And so missing that and just kind of it's funny, Rick mentioned going back to the history, all the different sports leagues are making this mountain of video and classic games available digitally. So that's been a little something to kind of fill the gap going back. I watched a bunch of old Lakers games that they put up there, which obviously a little more meaning this year after the passing of Kobe and things like that. So that's been one bright spot to being at home. But yeah, I'm just like everybody else, stuck here trying to wait and see what the storyline and what the timetable is on all this.
Right. For us here, today was the first day of distance learning. So my kids now, this is day one of back to a routine. So we actually woke up by 8 a.m. The other day, my son slept until 12:30. So
love that.
Not today. So everybody woke up at 8. We all had breakfast. School started by 9 a.m. So they both had their Chromebook to work on. So just facilitating that in the morning. We had lunch and recess. I just stopped sweating pretty recently from our game of basketball in the driveway. So
did you guys
play
Foursquare? That was my favorite.
Foursquare. Oh, man. I loved playing that in elementary school. Oh, man. You just get a line of kids waiting for their turn to get in the game.
But that's good. You can't burn that too early, right? Because we don't know how long you're going to have to do this. So you got to bank the ideas for recess. That's what we're doing at home with just activities, right? We've got stuff. We don't want to bring it up yet. Might be a good idea, but we'll wait until we hit that bridge.
We're not going to burn through the list right away.
Right.
Like, this is going to take over a month. Who knows how long. So, yeah, you got to,
3 weeks from now, Rick, he's going to blow his kids' minds with Foursquare. Whoa, greatest game ever.
I don't even know if they know that game.
Yeah. Question, do y'all know what Foursquare is?
Yeah. Well, that's an app now, right? You can check in places, so it's a totally different thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and Three Squares, Aaron's favorite restaurant in Maple Grove. So
nice.
You run out of chalk.
Aaron's fact.
So that's another thing. Normally we do this show in a studio, and we have an awesome crew that works these things. And so obviously games are halted at every level: professional, college, high school, youth. And we don't have weekly highlights to show, and we don't we can't go into the studio to do a show. So our Sports Den crew, unfortunately, they're not with us, but great men and women that hopefully we'll get to see our crew again soon. So we miss you guys, and hopefully we'll get back to televised and sports, and that should be fun once that day happens. So one day we'll get there.
A note on this, like you were talking, Kenton, and how we're going to break this up. I think as initially we had this idea, we were going to try and do as normal as possible a show, just one big show to highlight all of our sports. But as the three of us and Jeremy producing it realized, there's just too much to put in one show, which makes this kind of fun that we're able to, starting with girls basketball, as you said, next week, maybe not to that level where all the teams were 19-plus game winners this season, but there's a lot of good storylines in the various sports that make it possible to do all these multiple shows. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, and we were going to have that big top plays show with all the plays from the fall and winter, and I took my computer home on the 15th and started attempting to work from home. And normally about 98% of our content is on servers, and there's a lot of stuff that you need to assemble to edit, not just, the games, the plays, but so many different files of animations, transitions, graphics, music, all those things. And you can transfer them to drives and bring them home and hope that you have as much stuff as you do. But it's not only is there that challenge, but also, my wife works at a hospital, so she's there pretty much every day. So I've got my kids, they're 13 and 10, so they're old enough that I can go into a room without direct supervision, but there's still quite a bit of interaction and supervision that can limit work efficiency. So that's another thing we're working out. So I'm now we're on a routine. I'm hoping that I can actually find a chunk a day where I can work on these things. So
good thing you only use Star Wipe though for a transition. So that's good. It's a favorite.
Adobe never brought back the Star Wipe, and I'm not as bitter as I used to be because we do have transitions that I have that are even funner Star Wipes.
Time marches on, I guess. Yeah.
And you'll see that in some of our top plays and moments when we show those things, because sometimes I have to use the file that has those on there because I can't pull from some of the melts. I do have that, but I'll probably just leave the Star Wipes in there whenever they're.
Just leave it, yeah.
I do want to say that it'd be kind of fun to have some athlete or coach interviews. I wasn't planning on reaching out specifically. I'm not playing favorites. If anybody's watching this out of our Baker's dozens of fans, and you're an athlete or coach, and you're like, hey, I got time, I'll be interviewed by these knuckleheads, then you can reach out to us, SportsDen at North Metro TV.
Yeah, we'd rather hear what you guys are doing during quarantine, even more so than what we're doing.
Yeah, we caught you up on what we're doing, and I think you've heard enough. So we would like to hear from you guys, or even if you're just like an average American out there watching this. Ken Downey, a special shout out to Ken Downey. He's been looking forward to more SportsDen episodes, especially the top plays. So
probably he'll turn this into a sign somehow. Our 3-box setup here. That's what I'll be looking for next football season.
When we come back.
Yeah.
They'll turn these into fat heads or whatever will be up in the crowd.
We need a fourth square. We just need time.
We need a fourth square. We do need a fourth square. So yeah, SportsDen at NorthMetroTV.com. I'm sure our producer Jeremy will put that on the screen somewhere. And also, if you have a favorite moment or memory, game, highlight, preferably something that we televise that we have visuals of.
Small requisite.
I mean, we can talk about it.
Hey, if you can give us a nice dramatic reading or dramatic portrayal of it,
a video of your memory of it.
Yeah.
With us.
Just a video component is all we really need, right?
Yeah, we're fans of video and television, so. Future episodes, we're hoping that these will drop Mondays at 10 to our channel, our website, YouTube, your viewing platforms. Look for them there. And I don't know how long the series will go for. I don't know how long the quarantine will go for, but we'll try to give you some content, starting with the winter season that we weren't able to really wrap up with a season finale. And then you may have noticed that some NMTV classics, sports classics are airing. So we don't really have anything from before 2000. So visually, it never happened to us, unfortunately. We didn't start archiving until 2002. So we try to back archive what we had that wasn't recorded over, because they would just record over tapes. When I started in 1999, I started trying to archive to the archive medium that we had at the time, which was VHS tapes.
Reel to reel.
Yeah, so we went from super VHS. There's what?
I've seen some of those. We'll fix my mic to it. I don't think you guys can hear me too well.
I think you got to lean in. Yeah, I hear you when you lean. That's good. So the VHS tapes with the 425 lines of resolution and the SVHS to 525. So when I started putting them on VHS tapes, and every time super or regular VHS, anytime you record into that, it loses some. And then we tried to start putting things on DVD, which is better. It's still not good, especially after years. And the file sizes, like when you fit a 2-hour game onto a 4 gig DVD, not super crisp. So we're trying to pick games that were good games that, have good memories for our teams. Probably not one that they had a heartbreaking loss, unless it was one of our teams.
Epic. Yeah.
with a big win over another team having a heartbreaking loss, if that's the case. Sorry about that. But we do have good games and a whole stockpile. We brought just a couple wheelbarrows of these DVDs to our homes to rip them. And to put them on. I literally had like giant bags that I just loaded up in my van and brought a bunch home, and Jeremy's been working on those. So he's kicking those out right now. And so look for several volumes of our NMTV Sports Classics, as well as we try to weekly update you on some of our favorite moments and memories and games from this winter season.
Can we get one day a week dedicated to just games that me and Rick did together? Or, I mean, are we getting too specific? I mean,
I think that's fair.
Classic.
Yeah, we'll go some classic games.
There's actually not
a lot of shoe talking for those.
Yeah. But really, there's actually not that many that we've both done. So, I mean, they could be some collectible moments.
Yep, we'll put games together, too.
Yeah.
We can really go back. Jeremy, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, be good for Jeremy.
If any game that Ricky Pimo and JW does together is considered an instant classic.
Right, before we even start.
Yeah. All right, that's pretty much all I have. Anything else you guys want to mention? Any special shout-outs you guys want to give?
No, I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Still putting a little bit of a wrap on what we did in 2019 and 2020, because like we said, there was a lot of good stuff, and I've started to love lacrosse over the years that I've worked here, and I've never been itching to call a lacrosse game more than I am right now. So I hope that happens for all those lacrosse players out there and the other spring sports too. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Final thoughts. Shout out to all the seniors that can't play the rest of their senior season, or we don't know what's going to happen yet. But if it is indeed over, shout out to you guys for having this weird thing happen. But for those that played in fall and winter this year, we're gonna give you some highlights and we'll bring up some good memories. So I'm excited for next couple weeks.
Well put.
Absolutely, and we do miss having the athlete guests on. We had a lot of great athletes and people. We've had previous episodes and interviews that we know would have been fun guests that we were looking forward to talk to, but unfortunately, won't happen. So we miss you guys, and good luck to all of our high schoolers and everybody on down through school. Good luck with your schooling, and everybody in sports. We hope that they resume soon. And however you're staying in shape.
Be like the Kipps. Get up at 8.
Yeah, get up. Which is a lot better than it used to be 6:50 every morning. So I'll take 8.
Oh,
absolutely.
Oh no.
Ricky hasn't seen that on a clock in decades.
6:50 p.m.
Only p.m. That's right. Yeah.
It's PMO time.
PMO time.
It's second coffee of the afternoon time to get ready to roll.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that? A popsicle? Well, I don't know what's happening right now.
Oh.
Thank you guys for coming on the special episode. Looking forward to seeing you guys again soon. And all of our viewers out there, thanks for watching. And we'll look forward to future special times in quarantine from our den to yours. Thanks for watching. Star wipe and we're clear.